All right, here we are with our box of agates, you can see here. And I gotta figure out exactly what kind of mix I can put into our drum. And so I'm gonna basically start by putting the drum down here, putting the largest specimens in first that I'm going to use, that I need to do, or that I want to do. Did I jiggle this? It's not the way it was before. Here we go. Yeah, there. We gotta center that a little bit. Why is there a spoon? Oh, I know why. Because we're gonna spoon in some of this coarse grit. Let me show you what it looks like up close. It's a silica material that's very hard. And that's what's going to reshape our large specimens. So let's start by putting in, I can only do a few large pieces at a time. So I'm going to put the large ones in first that I want to do. This is actually a piece of jasper, not an agate, right? But to you right now, you're saying, that just looks like a rock to me. So I'm going to put some of these in. A few of these big pieces. And let's see what else. Put one like that. And one like this. Some of these big pieces will have to go through 2 coarse grind steps, not just one. But we're getting a nice little collection here to start with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab handfuls of this stuff and I'm going to put it in here. But it's going to be so loud that I'm not going to speak during that part. Instead, I'm just going to be quiet, and then I will edit down the sound in post-production so that it doesn't hurt your ears. So hold on one moment. Now, ideally what you want here is you want your drum to only be filled about 2/3 to 3/4 full. So if you look, I'm not filled up all the way to the top. If I can show you an angle shot of how far up we are. But I have a little bit more in here than I would like. So I'm going to have to take some back out or we'll be too full. This is too nice a specimen to put into the rough grind. So hold on one second. We'll take a little bit out of here. Now we have just the right amount that we want. So I'm going to go fill this now with water, but the water should only go just barely to the top of the rocks because we want to make a slurry for tumbling. And I'm also going to get the whole surface of this wet so I can seal it in here. I'll be right back. Hold on one moment. Now, as you can see, I've put in the water, but the rocks are still peeping, the agates just barely above it, and that's the water level we want. Notice also I have water around this rim because we have to make a good seal around here after we put in our grit. Now we're going to put about 4 big spoons of grit. If I can do this without spilling, this isn't going to be easy. I can't get even 1 grain of this grit up on the rim here, or it's going to interfere with the seal of this drum when we go to seal it. And I also don't want to spill any of this grit because it doesn't belong on the table. It doesn't belong in the food. I dropped a little bit on my finger that time, as you can see. And I'm going to have to get that off of there without letting any of it spill onto the rim of this. My hand is just a little too shaky today to do this carefully. Because this is not a tablespoon, it's a teaspoon, I'm going to put about 8 spoons of grit into this batch. And I'm still trying hard to make sure I don't spill any of it. Uh-oh, I spilled a little in the box. Normally I would do this out in the garage or over some newspaper, but because I'm showing you today, I'm doing it this way. Okay, now we have plenty of grit in this batch. Next, hold on, I'm gonna go rinse my hand off. I don't want the grit to go down the drain, the kitchen either, because it sinks to the bottom and won't rinse. So I'm gonna brush all this off in the trash and then rinse my hand and then come back and make the seal I told you about. Alright, I'm back. Now I'm going to use my finger, not touching any grit. I'm going to get this rim wet all the way around so that I'll have a proper seal. And I can also feel whether there's any grit sticking to my finger, and there's not. Okay? So now we're going to put this one in here. We gotta seal it in on that lip, that shoulder. Push it down, see it's making noise. And push it down and get it nice and tight. And then I'm gonna put on this thing. I will do it. I hope it doesn't make too many rude noises. It did make a few rude noises, but we'll ignore that, or we'll edit that out in post-production. Now we got to put this little knurled knob on, like this. We'll tighten that on. I'm going to take it out to the garage. I'm going to put it on the tumbler, which will just rotate this drum around and around and around, around and around. It will rotate the drum. It'll be rotating like this. Okay, and it will do that for the next week. This edge isn't down tight enough. Tighten that some more. Tighten this nut down some more. There. Alright, that's it for that stage. Now I'm going to show you the finished product of what will come out a month from now. Alright guys, I decided that we took another trip to the coast after I made segment 1, and I decided to show you one of my great finds in raw form before we go to the polished or tumbled agates. See here? Isn't that a pretty color? So I thought this was a really great find. Nice big agate, right? So, but I wanted to call in an expert to tell me if this is really a prize find. There's my expert. And I wanted my expert to answer an age-old question. That question being, are you ready, expert? That question being, does size matter?
Yes. The bigger, the better.
The bigger, the better. I thought this was so impressive. And then my expert was on the beach a couple days ago and found, expert, show them what you found. My expert found this, turn it around so they can see it. Can you believe this agate that she found? This thing is a monster. This is the biggest agate and most beautiful agate we ever found on the Oregon coast. It's got bands, it's got some little crystals in the fissure, and it's got carnelian.
Very pretty.
It's quite gorgeous. I don't know.
Tell them how
I could make something. And it was quite unfair, guys, because you know what she did? We're walking along the beach, right? And I'm doing a grid pattern to make sure I don't miss anything. Up the beach, down the beach, like that, back and forth. And she comes walking up from down below and starts talking to me just as I'm headed down the beach, right? So I turn and I start talking, and I'm looking straight down when I'm looking for agates, covering my pattern, tunnel vision, like that. So just before I'm going the next 10 steps down, she comes over from the side, and I'm talking to her, blah, 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 right? And all of a sudden she goes, blah! And she goes running down and jumps and picks up this big monstrous agate. This big monstrous agate.
How I got it?
And starts
how I knew?
Screaming with delight. How did you know?
It twinkled because of the sun, and it twinkled for me, Michael and Maria, and only me reacted to the twinkle.
It spoke to her, the twinkle of the agate. The sun was glinting through it like this. It twinkled at her. So now you know the answer, guys, to the most important of life's questions. Look how this thing cycles through all these modes. I'm so easily distracted. That's a black light there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, expert, for answering.
I have to show them that.
Look at this here. She also found, let me show you what else she found. She found, I might have showed you this one before, but she found this another day. It's got all these crystals on it. And no one else has found a nice big geode type thing like that amongst us.
The heart-shaped one.
And this one,
look at that.
Lots of crystals inside a carnelian.
Where Michael
A light carnelian agate.
already hunted. So he missed that.
Where I already hunted, she says.
He missed this.
All right, go away now, expert. That's enough from you. Away with you. Okay. Now we can point down the camera, reorient ourselves, and look at what the final product. Look, it even has a flashing in case I need to alert someone to stop before they run into me, right? When I'm walking, I need a sip of water after that. I'm not sure I liked that expert opinion, but you know, I also need to I have to try one of these sea salt bold bites. A bold something organic bite-sized tortilla chip. Of course, everything has to say gluten-free, like corn ever had gluten in it, right, in the first place. And corn doesn't have gluten, guys. So look at these vitamins. These look like small agates, don't they? right there. Vitamin D gummies. I should have one because it says it's very good for bone health, bone and immune system support. And since we're talking about, wait, here we go. That's pretty. Looks like a little agate, doesn't it? I'll have a vitamin D gummy. Oh, that was a harsh sound. Sorry about that. I'll put that aside. Don't want any harsh sounds when we're on ASMR video. I'm going to make a video. I think I told you I got a car cam, a dash cam, and I'm going to do a voiceover just cruising down the coastal highway with the road noise in the background, maybe describing what I'm seeing, something like that. I'm also going to make a video that was requested with an Oregon map showing various places you might want to visit in Oregon if you ever come. And I'll squeeze into the video a few photos and things and video clips of places we've gone for added flavor. All right, hold on. Let me repoint. All right, guys. Pardon the shadow. What we have here is the most current batch of tumbled agates that we found here locally on the Oregon coast. And I just wanted to give you a sampling of the various types of things we find here, which ones I like the best and why. Of course, there's a lot of red jasper to be found along the coast. That's true along the California coast also. But red jasper is not very exciting unless it has other features in it. And so we won't focus too much on that. Let's see if I can find something. This, by the way, represents one batch. It took about 4 weeks to tumble these, as I explained in the opening part. And we have a wide variety of quartz, what we call sugar agates. That would be an agate that looks like, whoops, wrong little light. I couldn't find a good little light source. Pardon my reach here. I could not find a good little light source that won't overdrive the front end of the camera. So I have to use these little tiny lights to give you an idea of the translucent agates, because they won't overdrive the front end of this thing. So those are clearish, what we call sugar agates. For carnelian, here's a carnelian agate. Nice orange color. If we light it up, you can see it's got a real nice color. And I'm using one of these artificial candles. Tiny one. Uh-oh. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. I'm not allergic to agates, but now and then, something happens. What else do I want to show you? There's a nice... I like carnelians that have features in them, like this one. It's hard for me to show you, but it's got features. And that one. Here we have an example, nice example of a banded agate. Can you see the bands, guys? agate hunters like to have bands in the agates because it represents long hundreds or thousands of years of formation in the thing. Here's a nice two-tone agate. It's a little easier to see the two-tone if I get it. I've got some bad shadows here. I have to get it just in the light. There we go. I'm going to come up with a better lighting system in the future. Maybe I can side light some of these. Here's one I wanted to show you. It's almost like a marble, a perfect marble, but it's got swirls of something in it. And I've never gotten an agate quite this round before. So for me, that's a prize specimen. Little round marble guy with some kind of inclusions. It looks like a little planet or something from another world. Of course, if you're a flat earther, you're going to think the planet looks flat like this one, you know. So, but the flat earthers all gave me a thumbs down on my flat earth videos, guys. Here's a nice multicolor jasper. They're very, very hard and smooth after tumbling, so I like those. Here's a bigger specimen. Not as big as, you know, Miss Show Off there, but anyway, this has some nice features inside of it, which are hard for you to see. We have a very productive beach that we go to where we find these. And I can't tell you where it is because it's a secret. But I can tell you, I can nail it down with some specificity. I can tell you it's on the Oregon coast, okay? Does that help? Is that helpful for you? To get the exact location. Wow. Here's a really clear. Some agates are tiny but really beautiful, like this one. Let's see if we can get this illuminated some way. I guess I'll have to bring in this little light. It's very clear, this one. But it has some inclusions in it. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus because there's too bright of a background and too much shadowing here. Maybe if I turn this a bit like this, maybe I can get out of that shadow a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Can you see that one? You're probably not as obsessed with agates as we are, but we love to go. Here's one that's got a darker color, nice dark sort of reddish orange color, and so we really like these, of course, compared to the lighter ones that might look like a light orange color, gumdrop or something. They all feel really good to the touch because they're so smooth and they have sort of they're very hard, but it's a satiny hardness. It's pleasant to the touch. Let's see what else we got here. Here's sort of a quartz with some inclusions in it, with a little color on one side. It's quartz with a little bit of agate in it. And sometimes you find agates with a little bit of quartz, but here's another really nice piece. I don't think I need to light them up with the candle for you to get the idea of the various colors and types. here's one. Sometimes they're clearish on one side, but very opaque on the other. But you know, you can still light them up from behind like that. See there? It's a mix. Almost like glass that has something in it. Here's a nice big one. Big agate. We'll light that one up from down below. Actually, I think we need the big flashlight for that one. We can make that one glow real nice. Get that up here close to the lens where you can see it. It's very exciting to find these along the beach and in the areas where we look, because it's like being on a treasure hunt. You never know exactly what you're going to find or what it will look like. Each one is a little jewel all to itself. See, even an ugly gray stone like this, which I think it's kind of ugly, but it will still, it looks opaque, but it will light up for us. It's still translucent if you put the light behind it. You can see these a little, well, let's see, that overdrives the sensor on the camera when I do that. Alright, what else do we have here of interest? For me, they're all of interest. But sometimes what I do is I weed through and I pick out my very favorite agates and I sort them into various different categories. So now I have jars full of them. What do you do with them when you get jars full of them? Well, you can make projects. You know, I showed you in another video, I made a candle holder for Joanne out of some agates, and Maria made me this what do you call it, to put your drink glass in, you know, coaster. It's a coaster, and this is petrified wood, which you find on the California coast. These were some older specimens that I had from there. Does that look to you like, let's see, I'm going to show this at an angle. This is supposed to be a fish, but it always looks to me like a zebra, something like that, because I always see it from a different angle. But that's just like when you look at clouds, you know, and they always look different to different people. Here's a very nice banded agate. And agate hunters like this kind of thing. You're looking at it and saying, it looks like a boar to me, but, you know, if you were an agate hunter, you'd get all excited when you found it. I feel like bands, all those banded features in there. That flashlight has too many modes on it, so I have to cycle through them each time. Some agates are little rectangles. This one has, I don't know if you can see it, it's a slightly pinkish hue to this one. So it's a little color variation. It's quite relaxing to just pour through them. You know, kind of like Scrooge going through his money, you know. It's a little bit like that. The agates aren't worth a lot of money, but they are worth something. They have a value. If you go to a gems show and try to buy some, you know, they have some value. But the really great value is finding them and tumbling them to bring out the beauty. Here's a piece of petrified wood that we found in the last batch along the coast. You find that occasionally on the Oregon coast. Let's see if we can get that up there closer for you. So, that big bang you heard in the background is just my expert gloating. Oh, she brought me a snack.
It has eggs.
Eggs? What's it called?
Salted egg potato chips.
Salted egg potato chip. Alright guys, I'll crunch on that while I'm showing you more agates of various kinds and types. This is almost like milky glass, this one. We do find an occasional piece of sea glass, but you can't tumble sea glass because it would erode away into nothing right away if you put it in with hard stones like agate, which on the Mohs hardness scale, they're pretty hard. They're pretty up there. It's about 7.0 on the Mohs scale on a 0 to 10. And diamond being the hardest stone, the hardest mineral, and rubies and emeralds are up there pretty high, close to diamond. Then you got your topaz and quartz, and then agate and jasper below that. Nice clear little guy there. But yeah, what I want to make out of the agates is I want to make a big fountain, like a cone coming up, and have a big light under the base of it, have a great big light, and then have water coming out and going down the sides of a little agate mountain volcano thing, That's my idea. I definitely have enough to do that. I have to figure out how to get the light and the water pump and everything, and make a wire mesh base that I can glue all the agates on to, something like that. I think that would make a real nice project. It's like one of those things you dream about doing and you say, that's what I'm gonna do, but then you never do it, right? But I'd really like to do that because I think that would live on. Oh, there's my favorite one. That would live on after me. They would be something that would stay around, that people would like to have, and a one-of-a-kind, unique sort of creation, right? I've seen a lot of types of fountains in my day that look pretty good, but I think it would be very relaxing. Don't you? Yeah, I thought so. All right, everybody. I just wanted to show you what the tumbled batch looks like. Wait, let's zero in on them for a second. Let's zoom in, not zero in. Zoom in on some of them and see what they look like. I can push them like this and let you see various different ones in a more close-up mode. Sometimes I look at them and I think, that looks like something good to eat. Like a jelly bean or something, right? That's just me. Well, it isn't just me because I've heard Joanne say the same exact thing. And I've heard Maria say it too. So doesn't it look a little bit like some kind of sugary jelly bean type thing? Yeah, so I've got my hand shovel here showing you all these agates. I can squeeze them like this. Poor agates. They're saying, why are you squeezing me? I got squeezed all around in the ocean for thousands of years, getting smoothed and rounded. And then you came along and found me and disturbed my peaceful ocean existence. Or are the agates saying the opposite? Are they saying, I was a hidden beauty and nobody paid attention until you came along and decided to showcase me in a video so that the beauty wouldn't just be sitting on the ocean floor someplace, but would be appreciated as a nice sight object, the way a wildflower in bloom would be appreciated, or something like that. I hope this video has relaxed you, because it has relaxed me. I'm about ready to go to sleep. What would happen if I was to fall asleep in one of my own videos while I'm making it for you? And then, sorry, and then you started to hear snoring. Would that be a shock? It might be a shock to your sensibilities. But there have been times that I got sleepy making videos, or even hunting agates for that matter. After a while, when you get home, you're out on the cold beach, for a few hours. It's a lot of fun. It's also very good exercise because you're twisting, and besides all the walking, which is usually at least 2 or 3 miles worth of walking we do, there's all the bending and twisting and picking up and throwing the ones you don't like. You thought you had a butte. Oh, this is a butte. I really like this one. Keep seeing different ones here that become my temporary favorites. See how fickle I am? I would use a term, but it might sound too pejorative to you if I used a term. If Joanne was here, she would say it. That's like, starts with an S, but look at this one. I like it. Oops. Focus for me. Focus for me, camera. You can do it. I have every faith in you. There. See? It focused. Oh, that doesn't look like anything unless I light it up. There we go. Now you can see a little bit what I'm seeing. It just needs a little bit of light. And that makes it more interesting, right? Okay. So, I think that will do it for our Agate talk. We might come back with a how-to DIY video someday, going through the entire process and showing you the tumbler, and it's out in the garage, so it doesn't make too much racket and disturb my, peace and quiet. Because the tumbler, it makes a sort of a continuous grinding, tumbling noise. Come on, focus, focus. You're not going to focus, are you? No, you stubborn camera. You're a mule camera is what you are. Okay. All right, I keep telling you I'm gonna go, and then I don't. But that's what happens in a lot of my videos, I tell you a fib. I say, it's time to go now, and then I keep yakking. Do you know why I do that? It's because I'm relaxing with you, and I don't want to go yet. It's sort of like when you're in bed in the morning, and you don't want to get up yet. You know what I mean? you're saying, just like to lay here for longer and not get up just yet, because it feels good to just stay here in the covers where it's warm and happy. Do you ever have that sensation? Because, see, I'm starting to sound like Mr. Rogers, which is scary. So I better sign off now. Otherwise, I'll start forming a strange attraction to sweaters, and I don't like sweaters. So yeah. All right, everybody. Take care. Don't ASMR and drive. Till next time. Bye bye.